So generally, it's generally accepted that Marines need 4 RTs to match the economy of aliens with only 3 RTs.
Yeah, and we are seeing now in data core little couple Marines in there. We see Mulk has gone lurk, so we have a lurk on the field. He's in glass hallway just trying to harass these Marines. He is going to be backed up by 2 skulks. Hakari and Menion don't know that those 2 skulks are there, and a push is happening.
And that was absolutely brilliant. You saw that drifter just hanging out, and man, it was so close to being run into and discovered. But as soon as that engagement started, that drifter popped its enzyme, which is going to give a huge attack speed boost to any aliens in its field of effect, and that was able to make a very short work of those Marines in data core. Over in Crevice, though, Pukonin is in there trying to save that RT, which has exactly 3% health left. Deadman Wonking is able to take down Pukonin, but what that means is that Mulk is going to have time to come back and reinforce, but the Crevice RT does go down as Mulk kind of retreats a little early. Deadman Walking able to just kind of peek around the corner, get the last 3% on that RT, so it is down. Aliens are down to 2 RTs. Quaxy, once again, kind of backed into a corner. A 3rd RT is going up over in data core, so they have claimed data core, and they're going to want to hold on to that as best as they can. Maybe even just give up on Crevice for the time being. But we do see that Hakatari and Menion are going to go ahead and push right into data core as that RT is not completed yet. Rubat is there. Gosh, I cannot see these names when they're moving. Mears is there.
Yeah, we just saw the whole team move into data core, and Hive just got dropped at this point, so 38% on the health there, and the Marines right now are fighting hard in Crossroads, trying to establish some sort of foothold there. Weapons 2 has been is starting to get researched at this point, and it looks like finally the Marines are going to get a little bit of a hold on Crossroads if they can hold off this alien push.
Yeah, I have to say this game has been incredibly even up to this point. You know, if you take a look at the RT screen, the resource monitor, you will see that both teams have been hovering right around 4 and 3 respectively, which is exactly what they want to be doing. So, you know, we do see them both now up at 5 and 4 respectively. So again, this has been a very, very well-matched game. Neither team able to really pull ahead in any kind of distinctive way.
Yeah, and we're seeing a 3 Marine push, which just got taken down to 1, pushing into glass hallway, and that goes down. And a 2 Marine push by HBZ into data core against that new Hive. 40% grown, 2 lurks coming in there, and a Skulk to try to stop that push, and it looks like this is going to be successful. 100% health on that Hive. These Marines are going to get taken down before they can do any significant damage.
Yeah, but you know, over on the other side of the map, that gave Pukonin the opportunity to hit on that RT in flight control. So Marines are now down to 4 RTs. Old Death is going to come in and try and hit Pukonin. He's going to actually take a mine to the face. He's down to half health, but he's going to push in anyway and get 1 bite and then retreat. Shotguns coming out now, though, so we have level 2 shotguns are now on the field. That is a dangerous position for these lords. These lords are going to have to be a lot more careful now as we see Mulk and Pukonin pushing in to flight control. The Drifter is going to expose him. That RT was starting to be built. You hear the recycle effect go. They're going to try and get some resources back from that, but Pukonin's going to go ahead and bite on it. That recycle does go through, and the Drifter comes in to replace the one that's
Big fight happening up in data core. 4 of HBZ's Marines are in there against 1 Skulk and 1 Lurk. They do have Krags behind that Hive right now, so it's going to take some extra ammo and extra effort to take down that Hive. And that is going to give the alien team enough time to get over and save that Hive, which they are doing quite brilliantly right now.
Yeah, you know, they went the extra mile and put 3 Crags down. So for those of you who don't know, you get maximum healing effect out of 3 Crags. You know, 2 Crags will give you good healing. Anything more than 3 is redundant as you kind of hit a maximum health per second window there. But 3 is the perfect number, and most teams only put down 2 with their hives, you know, just mostly because they want to save on resources. But intelligently, you know, they went ahead and put up 3. We do see Blink getting started. The shift hive is now going up, so that hive is going shift, as most teams will do with their second hive. We do see HBZ is going to go ahead and push 4 Marines back into Data Core. They really want to get this hive down and not let them establish a foothold here in Data Core. But with those 3 Crags behind the hive and no really good angle to get them down, it's going to be really hard to make anything happen there. They're not even going after the RT. They're really just kind of hanging out and wasting ammo for no practical effect. Although they do take down a lurk in the form of mirrors, that's 1 lurk loss. Oh my goodness, look at this down in sub-access. There was a hit from, it looks like Rubot was the one to go down there. He was able to take down the arms lab. So Armor 1, and Weapons 2 are both down for HBZ. I don't know if the guys in Data Core notice because they push in anyway and get taken out.
Wow, what great counter push that we just saw from Quaxy for those Marines in Data Core. They knew they were out of position, and they went ahead and attacked the only Marine base. That set HBZ back pretty far, I would say, especially against an alien team that is sucking 5 RTs, has 2 fades on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
2
a
hives.
terrible position to be in. It's a terrible position for HBZ to be in. You know, they are down to 3 RTs right now.
Yeah, and again, we see Blink has now been completed. Those 4 Marines are walking into a death trap. 2 fades coming in are there at this point. They are going to just try to slowly push into Data Core to try to take down that new hive. I can see the fascination with trying to take this down. But it seems that Quaxy knows that this is going to happen, so they are really prepared for this.
Yeah, you know, if they just keep pushing like this, they're really not going to get anything accomplished. I mean, take a look over on the other side of the map. Well, it's over now, but there was an engagement between Haktari and Plastic in flight control, and you know, that's the problem with doing any kind of 4-man push. It leaves one person vulnerable elsewhere on the map to, you know, a fade who can just come in and rock.
Oh, wow, and a huge push by Quaxy. They just were like a wave on a beach, but they do lose a fade in that engagement. I don't know if that push was worth it. Seemed a little bit of overcommitment on that fight to take down those Marines. On the other side of the map, the Marines did just claim the RT in flight control. We're seeing a little bit of a push by the aliens in ventilation, taking down that RT. Bile Bomb has just started. Those fades are just making short work of these Marines.
You know, the one thing I will say for sacrificing that fade in that situation is by hitting them so quickly, they were able to push them completely out of Data Core, which means all of those shotguns have been lost. So the overall res loss for HBZ in losing those shotguns may have been more than the loss of that single fade. And with Quaxy sitting on 5 res nodes, they are 10 now 5 res away from being able to drop a fade egg, a T-res fade egg, to replace that lost fade.
Yeah, and look at in terms of upgrades, the aliens with those 5 RTs making them put to good use. I mean, Bile Bomb, Spores, those 2 are researching. Marines just lost another RT. They're down to 3. This is not looking good for HBZ.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely looking problematic as Rubot goes Gorge to replace his lost fade. You know, I think he's down there in Computer Lab just trying to help them make sure that RT goes down and that they can make maximum effect of anyone they send in that direction.
Yeah, and we've seen Assist Chain going into Crossroads. This is going to be the place for a 3rd hive. If they get that down, then HBZ is really going to be in trouble. As far as res for the aliens, we got Mulk at 51, which is the top res earner. He is probably going to be the closest. Oh, I'm sorry. Putkone is 69, so he's probably going to be the onus on the field. He is very close, and with 5 res nodes, that's going to be very soon. And I don't see a Proto Lab. We're just seeing phase gates coming up now. Those should have came out a little bit before 15 minutes into the match to hold parts of this map, which they are getting destroyed. HBZ is getting destroyed all over this map and being sent back, and it's the time coming back into the map that is really, really working against them.
Yeah, you know, I think they were trying to make a push into flight control and get some positioning there for when those phase gates were completed. But you can see that Quaxy countering very effectively and flipping them right back out of flight control. They had to even recycle a RT that they had started to build. I mean, they are wasting a lot of res this game. I've seen multiple RTs get recycled. They're losing a lot of RTs. They're losing a lot of shotguns. You know, with only 2 res nodes right now, and especially with Quaxy sitting on 5, they cannot be burning the res like that.
Yeah, and we're seeing a push that was in Computer Lab just get obliterated by Quaxy. Great response time. Guys, if you're looking at the map right now, you guys are seeing that they claim Atrium, they claim Data Core, they have Crossroads. If they get ventilation, they literally just lock off the top right of the map, which is fantastic map control for Quaxy.
I mean, they've even dropped flight control now, which is a very smart move with so much res flow, and Plastic has gone down in an engagement in Computer Lab, and that's a loss of a fade, which is obviously never that great. Look at this, Putkone is at 76 res, he just died. I would not be shocked to see him go Onos as soon as he spawns.
Yeah, and if that is going to be very close to game over if we see an Onos on the field. The Marines are sucking on 2 res nodes right now versus 5 for the aliens, and a 6th one being grown right now. We see 2 Marines doing a last-ditch kind of effort into Crossroads, but Myers isn't in there as a fade. He's up against level 2 shotguns. He's got another fade coming in there to kind of help out, and he just gets stabbed through the heart. He gets reinforced by Deadman Walking and Menian, and Casilla dies as a fade. Wow, great shooting by HBZ.
Yeah, you know, that reinforcement did come from Myers, but obviously I think Casesa is, you know, he's their commander, so he's not really quite accustomed, but here comes Putkone, and he did go Onos, so he's just going to run straight in at Deadman Walking and shoot to kill. He's going to take out Deadman Walking, shoot to kill goes down to Plastic's fade, and I think this is the end. There's the GG. Flight control was under Quaxy's control, and the GG comes in because I think HBZ knew there's really no coming back from that.
Wow, what a game. Very, very aggressive. Good job on Quaxy for that. They were great. Map control, actually engagements on fights, res usage, res harassment, just everything. They did everything.